Hi guys, and welcome back to another painting tutorial where today I'll take you through how I paint Magenta Glow Effects on miniatures. So I'll be using my Wolfguard Terminator pack leader to do this effect on. So just around the head area. So as you can see, I'm just starting off by using the INMACULATE white ink by AK Interactive. Now, admittedly, at first, I did think that was a typo on the bottle, I'm just assuming that it was meant to be immaculate, but it's obviously a play on the word ink and immaculate. But anyway, just applying this quite sparingly just into all of the recesses. Now, I found with this ink so far, it is quite forgiving. If a little bit overlaps, don't stress too much. You can very well just wipe it away with your finger. But to sort of help with the glow effect, I'm pretty happy for this to overlap just a little bit onto the power armor. Just to mention as well, I haven't watered this down or added medium to it or anything like that. It works perfectly fine on its own, at least from the limited amount of time I've used this product. I really recommend picking it up. Originally I was using the Liquitex white ink, but the AK Interactive one is more so designed for miniature use, and I've found that it does apply a little bit better. Another thing I wanted to mention as well, for this particular glow effect, I did decide to use my airbrush just a couple of times. However, I'm working on another one of the Wolfguard Terminators, and for that one, it'll be a green glow effect, and it will be entirely freehand, that one. So just trying to mix it up a little bit, occasionally using my airbrush of course, and then other times just sort of focusing on brush work. So now just using an approximately even mix of bold titanium white and some VALLEJO thinner, and also just a single drop of flow improver. This is optional of course, but it does help, avoiding sort of dry tip on your airbrush and things like that. So definitely something, worth considering. And as you can see as well, I've also just put down some airbrush putty. I used the Green Stuff World one. It was the only one available online. They all more or less do the same thing though. Just covering those areas that I don't want the spray, for it to overspray I should say. And as you can see, just really carefully applying this. So next up, I'm going to use, once again, an approximate even mix of DOOMFIRE Magenta contrast paint and some thinner, and also just a single drop of flow improver. Now this is the first time I've ever used contrast paint through an airbrush. It works perfectly fine though. I'd imagine the same way as inks work through an airbrush, for example. I probably didn't need to dilute it as much as I did using an even mix with the thinner. So even if you just put, I don't know, let's say 6 drops of the contrast paint in and maybe just a couple of drops of the thinner and then just a single drop of flow improver. But you really wouldn't need much more than that. So with all of the airbrush steps out of the way, I'm now going to begin highlighting with Emperor's Children. So just to help out that glow effect a little bit more, I probably overdid the DOOMFIRE Magenta just a little bit. But I'm sure once I've had a little bit more practice with doing that sort of airbrush glow effect, I'll be able to get it to a point at which I'm really happy with it. But this is a good example of how you can sort of fix that up and just tidy things up a little bit, just by using more vibrant colors and applying them by brush. So next up, just to create some minor OSL object source lighting, I'm just going to use some watered down DOOMFIRE Magenta contrast paint. And with all of the other details painted, as you can see, I'm just allowing that to overlap just a little bit. And then just going back to the Emperor's Children and to continue working in the pink, just in the recesses where I did the white ink earlier. As you can see as well, it is fairly watered down, so it is running nice and smoothly into the recesses, and that's definitely what you want. So just go back and forth between these colors as much as you need to, just to sort of tidy things up, and then go back and highlight everything up. As you can see, just once again going into those recesses and just brightening them up a little bit more. And I decided it wasn't quite vibrant enough for my liking, so as a final touch I decided to use some FULGRIM pink. So for the most part, really just carefully following over the previous Emperor's Children. Just to help all of the magenta pop that much more. And again, if at any point you need to go back and correct anything, if anything overlaps a little bit, just go back to the DOOMFIRE Magenta and you can very easily just tidy all of that up. And here is a photo of the completed Wolfguard Terminator pack leader. So a pretty simple one today guys, but I really hope you found it useful. And as always, If you're in Australia or the UK and you would like to support the channel, the links will be in the description below. If you're intending on buying any of your hobby needs and go through those stores, it does support the channel and it definitely doesn't cost anything extra. So it's greatly appreciated, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in the next one.